Hi, YouTube world. It's your boy Halucha Lucha. Whatever that was I just did, it'd be like that sometimes. This is another episode of my Spilling the NXT. Uh, you already know I talk about NXT. We break it down. I just talk about pretty much not exactly the show, but like things I saw for the show and my opinions of the show. Something like that. Making the show a little shorter. I'm trying to. It sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just be like that. But yeah. Happy Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans. My dad was a veteran. Shout out to him. He passed away a long time ago, but dad was veteran. I know a whole bunch of veterans. Cousin Keith, veteran. Other people, veterans. If you're still in the military, thank you for serving our country. I was in ROTC once. I don't know if that counts, but I just wanted to throw it out there. I was in ROTC. Um, But yeah, so we're just gonna get into this. My opinions. Right now, I like what's going on with the Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest North American title thing. That whole situation. I love everything about that. Johnny's love hate relationship on Wheels is fantastic. I like the added addition of Leon Ruff. Nobody knows Leon Ruff. He was in Evolve. Um, Evolve was like a little independent type thing, as well as WNN, I believe. And they were both, I think they're both still on the WWE network. So if you ever seen, I've never seen or heard of Evolve or WNN, you should check that stuff out because a lot of the people on NXT and some people on the main roster was in Evolve. Drew McIntyre was in Evolved under Drew Galloway. Johnny Gargano was in there. The Street Profits were Evolved Tag Team Champions on there. I think Tommaso Ciampa was on there. Ricochet, I think, was in there. So there's a lot there, and there's more. There's way more people that was in Evolved, and then there's also people that was from different promotions that was involved too. So might want to check that out if you have the network. And then check out Leon Ruff, who was in who's a Evolve Tag Team Champion with someone I forget his name. I think he trained him, but Leon Ruff is great. I think he's fantastic. I like the comedy aspect that he has because he can wrestle, but I like the underdog story that they have with him. It keeps the North American title fresh with the big plucky underdog babyface like how Leon Ruff is. It also continues the feud between Gargano and Damian Priest, as well as does this thing with Gargano, as well as what they did with Sasha Banks. With you can win all the championships, but for some reason you just can't keep them. And he was saying that first time he was North American champion, he won it, his first title. He loses the next to I think Velveteen Dream. He loses the very next time. NXT champion, he wins it from Adam Cole. Boom, once again drops his first title defense back to Adam Cole, and here he is, NXT champion, second time, and of course he rigs it to play upon himself, and he loses to Leon Ruff, who is so tiny. You think I'm small and tiny? Leon Ruff is probably about 110 pounds soaking wet. He's so skinny. He wraps the belt around him. Damian Priest raises his hands. The belt falls down his waist, and he's trying to. So good. I love it. And apparently, people backstage really like him and want to work with him. So maybe this is a thing where he can have people wrestle against him and win matches, like win like plucky underdog babyface type thing. So I love it. I enjoy that. Johnny Gargano was not happy. He was cussing up a storm. He's looking for Leon Ruff. He was saying that he hates wheels, and he tried to be calm and was like, "Hey, you know what, Mr. Regal? Let's just reverse the decision. Uh, it was just a joke. I flubbed it. It shouldn't really count. It's not canon. And William Regal was like, yeah, no, and then he goes crazy again. It's good stuff. Um, for me, that was pretty much the highlight of the whole show. There was other good stuff. There was also good stuff in here. Um, but a lot of this is like the problem with NXT. I think right now is they don't have like their big stars. Their big stars aren't there. Like they're having good matches. Like the biggest star that they're having right now is Johnny Gargano, and he's already done. Tommaso Ciampa, who's one of your biggest stars, isn't even wrestling. He's just cutting promos about people not being uh, tough, like people being saying that they're tough and actual tough people uh, without being told that they're tough is two different things. That's a whole thing. Um, which Finn Balor will be back next week after his injury that he had. Karrion Cross is still injured. No undisputed era. Velveteen Dream's not there. Yeah, so the Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley, they did a video package. They're not there until next week. So it seems like the big superstars aren't there. It seemed like for the first time, like it seems like lately it's been more developmental. It's like developmental is evident like it used to be like back then. It's like it really shows. Not that it's a bad thing, NXT as we always knows, even though Triple H or whoever can say what they want, saying this is a third brand, it's still NXT. It's still developmental, and even though you put on a lot of good matches, you're still people are still coming through NXT to get brushed and polished before they go to the main roster. So, um, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is what it is. Atlas and Escobar, I feel like this has to be over. I don't see it. I don't see Atlas getting another title shot. On 205 Live, they had this kid that I saw. I don't remember his name, but I saw him. Uh, I watched 205 for whatever reason last week, and I saw this guy. He got a win over the was it Davari? No, it Davari? It was Davari. He got a win over Davari, and that match was really good. I was like, oh, who's this kid? This kid is great. And then he had another match. No, it was 2 weeks ago I saw that match. And then they had another match. It was like a tag team match with the guy with the hair, the one that's getting beat up by Timothy Thatcher. They had a tag team match last week, which I think they lost to Davari and Tony Nese. And then this week they had a fatal five way, and that same kid with the hair, I don't remember his name, but that kid ended up winning. He did like a reverse Spanish fly. That was kind of fire. But he ended up winning. That fatal five way match was fire flames. So he's gonna be next in line for Escobar. I want Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde to get in the tag team title mix. I mean, right now it's I know they're doing Bret and Brawler, One Two Punch, whatever their names are, Lorcan and Birch. I know they're waiting to set it up for Undisputed Era to do War Games. But I would love to get them in the mix, in that tag team mix. I would love for them to get in with Breezango, with Lorcan and Birch, with Everrise if they come back. Put Bollywood Boys in NXT, and with I said Undisputed Era and whatever other tag team that there's one more tag team. Oh, Freck. Hmm. Drake Maverick and what's-my-face, Killian Dane. So that's like seven right there. So if they do that, they would have a pretty decent. Oh, and then plus, the Rascals. Oh my God, NXT would tag team would be fire if they had those 8 teams. That'd be good. That's something they need because I mean, as good as they've been with Escobar, I don't think Escobar needs them all around for him to win matches. As they showed, they got thrown out early in the match, and Escobar, won pretty decisively against Jake Atlas, even without the mask and stuff like that. So I would like to see them all intertwine and stuff like that. So that would be good stuff. But the match itself was really good. I like Atlas, but maybe he can get in that North American title stuff with Leon Ruff and all that stuff. Maybe he could get in there, and or maybe they can join forces and become a tag team. I don't know. Him and Swerve. I don't know. Loomis is really good at drawing. I like his stuff is being told with Cameron Grimes. I love Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes is literally fantastic to me. For me, Cameron Grimes can never do any wrongs. Um, I like I like the match between him and Loomis. The way that they did the match, though, I didn't wasn't my favorite. Um, he draws painting. Timothy Thatcher beats up Austin Gray, I think his name is, or Anthony Gray, or the one with the long hair, the one that he keeps beating up. He beats him up, and then he throws him into the painting that Loomis drew, and then Loomis was there, and then they didn't even do nothing. And Willie Regal came out of nowhere. He's like, hey, there ain't gonna be none of this fighting. And then Timothy Thatcher said, "Hey, yo, bro, I ain't even got no problem with you." And then they had a match because of a drawing, just like in AEW, how best friends and Miro and Kip Sabian are fighting because they broke a video game on accident. Whatever. Stuff like that is like, it's annoying. It is really annoying because you can easily just be like, you can. This could be stuff like you're having matches where you're doing that's whatever, and then he's been doing great, and then Loomis has been doing great, and then it could have just been easy thing is William Wiggle's been really impressed with both of these two, this for the past couple of weeks, number one contender for North American Championship, and then they have no number one contender for North American Championship. Then Cameron Grimes interferes like he did before, and that continues their feud, which is probably going to be a blindfold match, which is fine with me. And then Timothy Thatcher can get in that North American title match. They can also be in there with Johnny Gargano and Leon Ruff and Damian Priest. I don't know why it's so difficult. I don't understand how difficult. I just made that. This came into my head right there. How is that difficult? I don't understand. But I love Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes to the moon, to the moon. He was like, I say, I ain't scared of no zombies, no goblins, and the mummies. I I admit I be scared of Dexter Loomis in his eyes, but then I cover his eyes and I ain't scared no more. I'm gonna take it to the moon. Fantastic. I love it. He's the best. Um, yeah. Tampa says stuff. Okay. Next up, I don't know what they're doing with Boa and Jai Lee. I don't know what any of this. I don't know what they're doing with any of that. But hopefully it leads to wins for Jai Lee and I guess Boa too. I haven't seen Boa wrestle in a minute, but hopefully it leads to mean heel Jai Lee and wins for Jai Lee because she's great and I love her. Raquel Gonzalez is also great. She beat up Boa. It's funny. Um, dun, 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 dun. Like I said, the whole Gargano thing was good. Even with the Candace stuff with her and Indy Hartwell up. Indy Hartwell's Scream Mask person. I don't know if anybody knew that, but it was Indy Hartwell. But yeah, I like that whole thing. Um I wouldn't mind a heel female stable. I know that right now not Raquel, just kidding. Well, Raquel and Dakota Kai, they're a team. I wouldn't mind like because Candice beat Tony by cheating, of course. And then the screen person came, tried to attack her. Shanti came out, and then she tried to help, but she was trash. Um, I wouldn't mind if they did like a thing where Candice recruited Indy Hartwell and Tony Storm. That would be pretty good because I may no, I take it back because I think that if you need top heel, Tony Storm would be top heel. If anybody would take the title from Io Shirai, it would be Tony's. It would be either Tony Storm or Candice LeRae. Maybe if whenever Tegan Knox comes back, maybe she turns heel and maybe she joins Indy and Candice. That would be pretty good. I would like that. I would enjoy that. But I like the little feud they got because normally like when they do like feuds over like props and stuff like that, like I think once Kushida had they did a feud with Kushida and Cameron Grimes over Cameron Grimes' hat when he used to wear the hat thing. I think that used to be feud, and I was like, yeah. But the thing that's so personal, like personal to Shanti, like her tank, like the same thing, like when she was on social media and she was talking about when she lost her like the helmet when somebody tried to steal her helmet, and she was talking about like her family, like who's in the military and stuff like that, and like really meant something to her. Same thing with her, like her truck and stuff like that. She ran over her truck, and now it's war. I like that, and I hope part of me hopes that Tony Storm turns on Indy Hartwell, and she just turns heel. And part of me hopes that they get their one-on-one with Shanti and Candice LeRae, and Candice LeRae gets her comeuppance because that's how it works with heels versus faces. And also, I love Shanti Blackheart a lot. I just love everybody. I love you too. So, and then finally, well, not finally because I did say Rhea and Io did some stuff, right? They had a package. They did things. Oh no, I said Ciampa did stuff. Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai also did stuff with the package that I mentioned. Um, I mean, it was fine. I like how Rhea was mentioned. It was like, yeah, I walked in the champion. I kind of expected to be part of 80,000 fans. Corona happened. Nobody had energy. It sucked. We didn't want to do this, pretty much. But their match is going to be next week. It's going to be great. Io Shirai is going to retain. Um, Finn Balor will also be on TV next week, so that'll be great stuff. Uh, he said he's going to return to his kingdom. Hmm. And finally, the whole Pat McAfee team. Brizango had their thing earlier where they was not happy. Said we're gonna be serious, and they were serious during this match, and then they lost still. A lot of distractions, a lot of shenanigans. I mean, Pat McAfee's people who's supposed to be they're supposed to be the heels. That's what they're supposed to do. Still good match. I don't think not Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne fits. I kind of hope that they have him there just for a little bit. Have him win the championship from Finn Balor. Let Finn Balor go to NXT UK and then deal with Walter because that match. Whew, you think Ilya and Walter 5-star match? Oh, that match is gonna be like 25 stars. It's gonna be great. But have Pete Dunne hold the titles for a little bit, and then when Tom Rich Holland, I said Tom Holland, Rich Holland comes back, boom, attack Pete Dunne. How was the rules? We kick you out, and then Lorcan and Birch still tag team champions. Boom, Mustache Mountain comes to the save. Boom, now you have 6-man versus 6-man. Boom, tag team champions, triple champions with Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain. Because the only thing that matters is big strong boys. I love I love Pete Dunne, but I don't think he fits well with them. I think Pat McAfee is great. I guess the next feud is probably going to be with Killian Dane and Drake Maverick, which is fine. Um, I don't see them winning. That would be weird. I mean, they could, but I don't see them winning. Uh, but if they do, I mean, good for them. But they probably won't. Hopefully the Radicals, um, will will debut in NXT because they're fantastic and they deserve to. And then that'll be like another 3-man tag with them, and then British Strong Style. Oh yeah, and then Rich Holland and 1-2 Punch. Oh, good stuff. And then you have Imperium. And then you have uh, uh, the Kingdom, Gallus. I said the Kingdom, Gallus. That's what I meant. And then New Day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much that was the show. It was pretty good. Oh, 1-2 Punch retained, and then they beat up everybody. Pete Dunne beat Drake Maverick to a pulp. He did a like a senton on Pat McAfee, which was good stuff. He tried to distract him. He did a leg drop. My boy did a leg drop, still kicked out. Big distraction, pops him, hits the inverted helpful, boom, DDT thing for the win. So yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, like I said, the show was fine, but it just felt like there wasn't anything going. The matches were good, but there was no real stories, if that makes sense. I guess the best story was the beginning with the Johnny Gargano and the whole North American title stuff. I guess that was the biggest story. But besides that, there was just some decent matches and subpar storytelling, which it'd be like that sometimes. Maybe next week will probably be a little bit more eventful, with Finn Balor coming back, with the title match coming in, more North American type stuff, how that's going to play out. Uh, I'm excited for it. Also put Kushida in that North American title picture. Maybe Kushida in that cruiserweight title picture. I don't know. Just put the Kushida on the TV, man. Anyways, Cameron Grimes is great. To the moon. See you guys in the next one. I'll give NXT a B. What do you think? Let me know. I'm out.